Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my home here in Santa Monica, California, and welcome to another weekend check-in on the Quarantine With Me series. I will keep on calling this the Quarantine With Me series until I am back in the studio able to teach. I'm well over 80 days of not being able to go in to work here in California, which is really unfortunate. And I hear that there is word on the internet that the gyms will open up soon here in Los Angeles. When will that be? I'm not too sure. And I do work in a privately owned studio where there's not hundreds of people coming through like a gym, and it's mostly 90% private sessions. So hopefully sooner than later I'll be able to go back to work. But as of now, I'm here working out of my home, creating content daily for both channels. And I recently just came back from Las Vegas, going back to work for the first time since the city opened up. As far as for my Las Vegas life, if you watch my last weekend check-in, it was my first time being back in Las Vegas after being home for over 70 days and not working for the month of April. Really stressful for me to leave my studio after being with the collection for 2.5 months. I was really worried about leaving the collection, and sure enough, leaving for a week to go to Las Vegas to work a few days and to see my mom and come back. A bunch of houseplants, I want to say about 50 leaves in my collection I had to prune off because they were yellow, and that is just something that I have to sacrifice or be okay with if I leave the collection for a handful of days. I do try my best to move the plants in my studio, my house plants, either into the bathroom where my whole shower is filled with them, or in little pockets of my bathroom I'll transfer plants in there. If not, the rest of my bigger house plants will come into my patio, and that's the first thing I do take care of when I'm back in my space, is putting them all back into where they typically live when I'm here after a nice watering. So I was so glad to be able to come back and at least take care of that. I have been here back home in my space now for 6 days, and by the time this video goes up, I will be almost in the process of leaving my space again to go back to Las Vegas, because I do work over the weekend and the beginning of next week. So it's been interesting to live my Vegas life and my Santa Monica life during a very big moment in time with the pandemic happening and all of the Black Lives Matters movement around the world. It's just a very historical time in history, and I've been able to be okay living life alone and with Ebby, and doing plant life and continuing to stay on track with the channels have been helping me to not spiral into an emotional mess, because everything that's been going on over the last couple of months has been very heavy and very emotional. So comment down below if plant life has been a lifesaver for you during these uncertain times. I do have to say, doing daily videos between both channels have been helping me, and if you watch and keep up with my daily vlogging on the vlog channel, you know that I've been going through a lot of emotions, and I think I was very sensitive a month ago with Ebby's procedure, being alone and self-isolating for well over a month when this happened. And finding out the bad news with Ebby, it really took a toll on me, and I had a few meltdowns on the vlog channel crying. So if you haven't watched the vlog channel, check it out, because I do share a lot of my plant life and behind the scenes of the main channel on the vlog channel, whether it's saving plants, propagating, moving plants, doing plant chores. All of that is on the vlog channel, and you get to see me live life daily here in Santa Monica and Las Vegas. So with that being said, I think my next weekend check-in will be in Las Vegas, and it's nice to switch up the space of where I do my content as well. A little refreshing to be able to step away from the collection for a little bit and film from the Las Vegas home. What have I been up to since my last weekend check-in? I've been back in my space for a week now, and actually Kira has been on my last 2 Planting with Jewelyn lives, which I did over the last week. So it's been fun to do Planting with Jewelyn lives. If you haven't been able to attend any of my lives in real time, I try to do it at different days and times so that you're able to hop on the channel and interact with me and everybody who is able to hop onto the live chat. It's been really fun to do little things for the collection in real time where you guys are able to give me your comments and points of views and help me out on doing some decision makings when it comes to plant life. So that's been really fun for me. I want to continue to do that at least once a week, and I try to have my lives around an hour or so, give or take. So I would like to say, oh, here's my mom. Hi, mommy.
How's it going?
I'm good. I'm filming my weekend check-in. Can I call you back?
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. That was mom. And by the way, shout out to my mom. She watches the channel every day as well as my grandma. So it's been just very interesting being able to do lives now for the main channel. I feel like I'm able to connect with my audience more. So that's been really fun for me. And being able to do Las Vegas content again has been also refreshing for me, because filming and vlogging daily in my space for over 2 months, I mean, I did it and I done it, and I'm in the middle of editing my daily vlogs. I think right now the vlog channel is on day 40 something. Right now I'm well over 80 days in self-isolation, and so between both the main channel and the vlog channel, you are seeing content that was filmed a month ago. So just kind of keep that in mind. But my weekend check-ins are always just a couple of days before it goes live on the channel. I've been back in my space for about 6 days now, and by the time this video goes live, I will be packing up and heading back to Las Vegas for another handful of days. I was in Las Vegas this past trip for about 6 nights, 7 days, and my collection, my houseplants, were really upset about that. So maybe I might cut it back a day shorter and do maybe 5 nights, 6 days, something around there, and then I'll come back to this space for a week and then go back to Las Vegas. So now that Las Vegas is open for the past month, I am leaving the space and coming and going. Besides me going back and forth between Las Vegas and Santa Monica, I did a lot of plant shopping with Kira over the past week. Past trip coming back to Santa Monica, Kira and her little dog Pepper was able to come back with Ebby and I, and Kira hasn't been in my space for a couple of years, so she hasn't seen the collection in person since then, and it has tremendously grown since then. And I wanted to give her an opportunity to see what plant life in California is like, because it is so different from Las Vegas. And I spent a handful of days driving 20 to 30 miles outside of my little Santa Monica bubble. For the handful of days that she was in my space, I believe she was here for 6 days. I kind of figured out a schedule with the few first days with the curfew that was in place. Few days coming back into Santa Monica with the city trying to recover from the looting and the rioting and all of the protesting that is currently happening right now. That I came back into my space, I actually had a curfew here in this city. I came back to a curfew in the city. I think one day the city curfew was at 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 6 p.m., 9 p.m., and then it lifted. And Santa Monica was a different curfew earlier than the Los Angeles County. So this side of me is Santa Monica and this side of me is Los Angeles County. So I'm like right smack dab in the middle. And even with the curfews, I was still able to take Kira to a handful of my favorite nurseries, 20-30 miles in different directions from my little bubble. And you will see in an upcoming plant haul and Planting with Jewelyn, because we did film a really big plant haul at 10:30 at night before she left the next morning. I think collectively I did not count, we didn't count, but I think at least 100 plants between the two of us. And she was able, I think, to purchase about 20 planters. I took her to my favorite planter warehouse, which is super far from me, over 20 miles away. I really don't go to these places often because for California that's very far. So I tend to go to these places like once a year to get things for my collections, whether it's plants or planters. So she ended up driving back a rental car, and her rental car was filled with about 80 plants and 20 planters, which pretty much is like someone's collection if you think about it, or more than a person's collection. So I was happy that I was able to take her to a handful of places that I enjoy going to. And obviously plant life in California is so strong compared to Las Vegas. If I did live in Las Vegas full-time, my channel would die because plant life is kind of non-existent there. And filmed in Las Vegas over the years with plant life, I filmed everything I possibly can in Las Vegas for the main channel, and I don't mind filming here and there for the main channel in Las Vegas, but honestly there's nothing to film there. So I'm much happier here in Southern California. My main channel really depends on my Santa Monica plant life and California plant life in general. So I don't like to stay there too long because with doing daily uploads, if I stay in Las Vegas for a week, that's not filming for the main channel for a week, and that stresses me out. So with that being said, I love Las Vegas, but I love California plant life more than Las Vegas plant life. So that's kind of where I'm at with being able to live and work in 2 different states and cities. Plant life in California, if you live in California, sound off in the comments down below if you feel like where you live in California that plant life is pretty strong, because no matter where I've been, Northern California, Southern California, because I'm in Southern California, but there's also San Diego and Carlsbad and all San Juan Capistrano and all those cities in between south of me, plant life is abundant. So the channel does really well in California being based here versus Las Vegas. So with that being said, I will be heading to Las Vegas again for another week, and you will see me do another weekend check-in on the next week's weekend check-in coming from Las Vegas again. So with that being said, last week's weekend check-in, I was not able to share any plants up for adoption, and I'm here in my space again, so I want to share a few plants that are up for adoption. And then at the end of the video, I will give my grandma a call to see what she's been up to, because I know she's been sewing every day and she's wrapping up all of the merchandise for Spring 2020 Planting with Jewelyn merchandise, as well as her next fundraiser. Items are handmade and all done and ready to be shipped back to me, and I'm able to unbox it hopefully on an upcoming live very soon. So I look forward to that. So I'm gonna give you a sneak peek of part of my plant haul and the things that I'm going to be doing in the next upcoming week. I would like to film all of my planting with Jewelyns of all of the babies, most of them at least, set up in their new homes before I leave in a couple of days, because I hate to leave the collection in a week and have them sitting here. Right now, a handful of my plants are bare root because we purchased so many plants that I could not bring them back in planters. So ideally, that is my goal until I leave, is to do a bunch of planting with Jewelyn. So stay tuned for that. I had purchased a bunch of aeoniums, and this is a sneak peek of what I got and what I'm propagating, and I'm taking from the mother plants, and I want to set them up. So I got a bunch of aeoniums. I am already taking from my plant haul and propagating from it because I have so much. So these are the aeoniums that I decided to take from my mother plant that I recently purchased the other day, which you'll see in an upcoming plant haul. But when we did the plant haul, it was at 10:30 at night in the patio, so you won't be able to see the vibrant colors like today. So I have 4 planters, different sizes, and obviously the variegation is different in each one, but these are going to be living in my greenhouse and up for sale. So if you guys love aeoniums, reach out to me. I don't know the exact variety of it, but when you see the mother plant in the plant haul, it's gonna be dark, but it's really big and beautiful. And I just took from different sections where it didn't look right with the fullness of the mother plant, or I took from sections where you wouldn't notice that I had taken from. 4 different planters in different sizes. If you are interested in purchasing aeoniums to add to your collections, I know for like Las Vegas, aeoniums doesn't really exist there. I know a bunch of you guys don't have access to aeoniums, so if you would like to add some cute little aeoniums to your collection, I definitely don't mind sharing from my mother plants. And I have 2 more here, small little ones that I am also propagating from if you want smaller. So I have 6 planters of little babies that I was able to take from my new mother plant. But stay tuned for the haul. In the upcoming weeks, you will see what the mother plant looks like. It's absolutely one of my favorite aeoniums, and they kind of remind me of cherry blossoms because of that little blush pink. Another fun baby in the Ripsalis family. I am propagating from my mother plants that I already have in my collection. I think right behind me on my plant stand is the mother plant, and I have 2 rooted up. And I decided to propagate from my mother plant now because part of my plant haul that I filmed for my recent purchases, I actually got a big mother plant that I feel I can take now from my original one and propagate and sell off of and root up and not feel sad because now I have more of the plant. So these ones are gonna live in the greenhouse. I know one of my subscribers also purchased cuttings from my original mother plant, so those are now up for adoption. I want to share with you Tradescantia rescue that I got this week, which is also part of the upcoming plant haul. You'll see best condition, but I am going to be fixing it up and propagating it. I'll take the good parts that are not super beat up and in fairly good condition, and I'll put it in a nice planter, and the rest I'm gonna propagate. So this is the Purple Heart Tradescantia, but I've seen so many different varieties of the Purple Heart where the leaf is on a very narrow form, and this particular Purple Heart is on a wider form. So I guess it depends, right, on the mother plant and the growers, but this one is on the wide form. The other Tradescantias that I see kind of trending in Arizona and I think in Las Vegas and like landscaping here in California, the Purple Heart leaf can also be a lot thinner and not this wide. So it's in really rough condition, but I'm going to be propagating from this, and I know a bunch of you guys had purchased Tradescantia cuttings off of me. So if you're interested in this Tradescantia, I am definitely going to be propagating from this mother plant, and it'll be living in my greenhouse. So this is something I need to take care of. Probably tomorrow I would like to take care of the ones that are looking like rescues first before the ones that are in good conditions. But that was part of my plant haul as well from this huge haul that I did over the past week. And then I am going to be propagating and selling babies off of one of my new Tradescantias. I actually got 2, and the other one is like hanging back there behind me. And I am going to be taking the bigger sections and I will be ganging it up together in an upcoming planting with Jewelyn. And all of the smaller babies, like these ones here, I am going to be propagating it, and it'll live in the greenhouse and it'll go up for sale or trading or gifting in the future. So if you're interested in this Tradescantia, which I don't know the ID of it, and it's in bloom right now, which is super cute. And then look at the undersides of it. It's like purple and green. It's so stunning. So I purchased 2 of these, which you'll see in an upcoming haul. A little sneak peek of what I'm going to be doing with them, and I look forward to propagating them in my greenhouse. And I always like to propagate any fallouts from Tradescantias because it'll root up into a new plant, and it's been nice to be able to ship out Tradescantia cuttings to you guys who are wanting to add it into your collection. So that's something that I will hopefully be doing in the future. So that's what I'm going to be doing. A little sneak peek for the next upcoming days. I will be leaving here in 3 or 4 days, 3 days, 3.5 days back to Las Vegas. But again, when this video goes up, I will be packed and ready to lock up my gate and close up my place and go back to Las Vegas for about a week or so, give or take. So stay tuned for next week's weekend check-in. I will be filming it from Las Vegas again, and I look forward to coming back into this space and hopefully be back here in time before I lose another 50 more leaves. Especially if it's a rare plant, it really bothers me to have to prune it off because it was sad that I stepped away from the collection. It's just part of leaving the collection for a couple of days, and if you live alone with hundreds of plants and my grandma's not here to take care of the plants, things like this will happen. But I hope this inspires you to propagate, to save. I know Sonia also saved some Tradescantia cuttings, which I will pop up on the screen now. She actually shared a photo of it yesterday with me that she found on the sidewalk, in her neighborhood and she rescued it, which was also a Tradescantia. Little things like this really do add up. I know I just went over to Tanya's house the other day. I took Kira to visit Tanya so they could meet. In time, in a couple of weeks, you'll see all of the vlogging that I've been doing over the past week, where I took Kira to Tanya's house the other day so that they could meet, and Tanya was so generous to take clippings from all of her mother plants growing in her yard for Kira and for Sonia. And Sonia already got hers, and you'll eventually see that on the vlog channel as well. I also got to check in on the rescues that I got from the trash can of a Las Vegas nursery years ago, and it wasn't doing good in my space. And actually, I'm so glad I rescued it because I ended up passing it down to Tanya, and all 4 of them are like looking like brand new plants, which is crazy that I rescued it a couple years ago and it looks brand new now. So you'll see that all on the vlog channel in time. Of Tanya to share from her collection with my plant friend Sonia and Kira, taking all those plant babies back to Las Vegas. And I'm so glad that Santa Monica downtown is looking a lot better. The National Guard, I believe, left yesterday at 6 p.m. So hopefully when I go back down to Santa Monica downtown where the beach is, which I'll probably go, if not this evening, tomorrow morning, to go and work out on the beach with Ebby. Hopefully downtown Santa Monica is open and not blocked with the National Guard. Last previous live, I was on my way to getting boba, but I had to turn around because I would have been late for the live because all of downtown was blocked because of the National Guard. But things are looking better, and I am so glad that the city is being rebuilt. My favorite restaurant got destroyed, but last night Tristan and Shannon took me out to dinner last night, and it was really nice to be able to visit one of my favorite restaurants in the bubble. And thank you, Shannon, so much for treating us to a beautiful dinner. I love them so much, and if you haven't watched the vlog channel, you'll see all of the quarantine fun that I was able to have with the few visits that they did with me. And you get to see our dine-in experience, first time going out here in the city for dinner with social distance dining finally taking in place in my city. If you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for daily uploads between the main channel Monday through Thursday and the vlog channel Friday through Sunday. You get a video each and every day. So I'll see you guys soon. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica, California. Bye guys. How's it going? Welcome back to another weekend check-in. How's it going in Hilo, Hawaii?
Very good.
So you've been busy this past week sewing?
Well, you know, there's really hardly anything to do here besides house cleaning. But of course, nothing best but doing my sewing.
So you're almost done with Planting with Jewelyn 2020 merchandise?
Well, pretty much. Half more to go.
Yay! And you already finished your next fundraiser that I will be sharing on the channel soon.
Yes, yes.
So stay tuned for that, where 100% of the proceeds are going back to my grandma, which I'm super excited about because I had a very successful first fundraiser for my grandma, and I'm so thankful to each and every one of you guys for being able to support it if you did. Otherwise, thank you guys so much for supporting by just watching my videos. How many more days do you think you have, Grandma, working on my merchandise?
Well, I got 7 more to finish.
Probably in about another 2 more weeks, you should be done with whatever that needs to be finished up for the merchandise. Okay, so I look forward to doing an unboxing on the main channel, revealing the 2020 Planting with Jewelyn merchandise and the next fundraiser.
Very good.
So, what's your plans for the next upcoming week besides sewing?
I guess just continue doing what I'm doing. You know, I'm trying to make a pattern out of my owl pot holder, so that's when I don't have anything to do.
Okay, I look forward to that because you know how much I love owls. Anything you want to say to the channel? And I know you've been watching Planting with Jewelyn lives and having fun with that.
Yeah, it's pretty neat because it's, you know, it's something new for me to look and to press the button, and if I don't get it correct, I can lose you, you know, so it's kind of funny because I did a couple times this past one and I couldn't find it in like 5 minutes.
But you were able to have some words of exchange with some of the subscribers?
Yes, a lot.
Okay, that was really nice.
Yeah, it makes a big, you know, outpouring of kindness and love from everybody.
Okay, so I would like to do another live before I leave in a couple of days. If not, I'll do another live from Las Vegas. So stay tuned for that.
Okay.
Anything else you want to say to the channel until our next weekend check-in?
Well, I'm preparing and getting ready to go to Waimea.
And you're gonna go and stay with?
And I'll go and stay with my grandson to see my great-grandson to be born.
Yay! So how many days? Any day now?
I guess 15, I forget.
About 15 great-grandchildren, Grandma?
Yeah, I think so.
So maybe by the time this video goes live, the baby will be here.
Yeah, you never know. You know, because the way I look at her, it seems like she's ready to hatch.
Yay! How exciting! So actually, my cousin and his kids and his pregnant girlfriend came from the country to come and have a big lunch with you, and I seen that you had Hawaiian food.
Yes.
I actually did a video call to pop in and say hi. That was really nice. What did you guys have?
We had 3 different types of poke.
Yum!
We had snow crab.
Wow!
We had lau lau. We had smoked sausage. We had opihi and poi.
Wow! All the Hawaiian delicacy.
Yeah, lots of good food.
So that was nice that they came by to visit you.
Yeah.
Okay, so congratulate Grandma in the comments for another great grandbaby on the way. Actually, just recently, a month ago, my cousin's brother on Oahu just had his 3rd baby, which was supposed to have been a girl, but it turned out to be a boy. So he has 2 girls and a boy now. So the great-grandchildren, Ohana, is growing by the weeks. So I think this might be your 4th great-grandchild of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, the 4th.
And all of my cousins are all younger than me, and I have no kids yet.
Yeah, you have none.
It's okay. I have Evie-chan. So until then, I have Evie-chan. But congratulations on having another great-grandchild very soon, any day now. And again, baby might even be here by the time this video goes live.
Right.
Yay! So that'd be nice, you get to spend time with them. Thank you, Grandma, so much for hopping on the channel for another weekend check-in. And I will see you next week on the main channel for another weekend check-in.
Yes. Aloha from Hilo, Hawaii. Thanks for all your love and concerns. And keep on trucking. Thumbs up for the channel.
Aloha from
Hilo, Hawaii.
Bye, Grandma.